Okay, so next up is going to be James with some updates on Gekraxel.
Greetings, citizens. So for a long while I've been working on GUI for Gekraxel. The GUI itself is not especially well made, like visually, because I'm just stealing most of it from Counter-Strike, because I'm not a designer, but I feel like, hey, it's easy to do. However, what I have been more focusing on is the actual system of building the GUI. The problem I feel like is that I don't want to have to code a bunch to do very specific stuff I want for like one button or two buttons and stuff like that. So I sat down and made a whole system similar to like HTML and CSS. And right now I'm working on like a JavaScript similar scripting style within that as well. So you can make code within the design as well. So for now, well, this won't look very impressive, but yeah, basically I can have like small transitions of states. So everything responds to states and stuff like this. And all this is coded via HTML-like. So here we have the basic layout of the stuff. All the text are like with strings, so it can be translated via translation file. And then you can have a very advanced form of dynamic sizing of everything. So that I can say is that something should be like 100% of its parent, or it should be based around how big its children are, etc. And yeah, stuff like that. And then we have like the CSS code stuff-ish. And yeah, very similar to CSS, you just specify what color you want when this one is active, and in this case here you also have like which animation to use when it transitions to that value, and on top of then, while doing this, my goal is to actually be able to let other people use this library for their own games. And so I'm also writing a sort of a bunch of, like, I do a bunch of different libraries to make this work. So in this case, Encode would be the JavaScript-like library, where you can just type your own code and it will evaluate the code and execute it, because GameMaker does not have support for that natively. So I've been writing a reference, some documentation for it all as well, which is always super fun. But yeah, so that's what I've been working on since last time. Any questions on this?
We have audience questions.
Okay.
This question is 3 questions.
Mm-hmm.
Does this work with controller support, localization, and allow for tables within tables?
Yes.
That's 3 yes.
What do you mean tables within tables?
Don't shoot the messenger. I've got another question.
Okay, first of all, there is no tables per se, because it is like HTML, but it's not HTML. I'm doing a bunch of stuff that makes it hopefully better than HTML. First of all, HTML is to describe a document. I'm not making a document, I'm making a GUI. So you're describing elements instead of describing a document. So all the different elements are basically just templates for its default functionality and stuff like that. So yeah.
Also, for those of us who work in GameMaker, are those colors in RGB or in RBG?
It is RGB, and it's not written as GameMaker would write it. It's written in a 0 to 1 value instead of a 0 to 255. Thank you very much.